Welcome back to Couple Movie Watchers with Anna here, ready to talk about Dexter's New Blood, episode 6, called Too Much Tuna Sandwiches. But if you are new to this channel and liked what we talk about, subscribe, like, comment, and share. All right. So many things happen in this episode. I am so excited. It's just last episode it was kind of slow, but this time it's like so much going on. Jim, also known as Dexter, was discovered by Angela and she confronts him. She brings him to her office. She wants answers. And Dexter talks about how he was dealing with death, like with people that were around him were dying and he couldn't handle it. So he had to, like, he left, he ran away. And basically, he talks about how he got into the boat and he just wanted to, like, not be around anymore, and he ended up surviving. And he felt he was cursed and he wanted to die, and because he didn't die, he took it as a sign to start over. And Angela didn't buy his story. She was just really upset. She just said, "You know what? That's it. Like, I don't want to talk to you." Um It's just, you would think mostly everybody that hears his stories believe him, but she was the one that's like, you know what, I don't trust you. You lost my trust. And I thought that was interesting because usually he gets away with everything, but with her, she was like, nope, not having it, which I found kind of, I was actually kind of surprised, which was good. And then, you know, he finds out, like, he's trying to find out how she found out. So he's kind of like investigating, doing his Dexter thing. And then he finds out that Molly knows about his backstory because he's the Bay Harbor butcher, but she doesn't really know. But he's kind of like investigating, making sure, like, okay, where is she getting this information? And he keeps an eye out. But then he listens to her podcast and she talks about the Bay Harbor butcher. She believes that he's still out there, doesn't believe that he's dead. He's the other guy. And he kind of like keeps an eye out, and he kind of follows her and sees, like, what is she doing. She's investigating Kurt. And they go to the restaurant, and he's just following and seeing what she's making, what she's talking about, and basically kind of records them and listens to their conversation. um I didn't even see how he did it, but he was just like next to them, puts a little thing, and all of it is like very, like, very chill, like nobody really sees anything. And he follows them. He kind of like saves her life because Kurt actually took her to his hidden cabin that supposedly Matt is in. So she's trying to like find out if he's actually there, but then she kind of feels like he's trying to do something to her because she had this feeling. So she's tried taking out her pepper spray, and then Dexter ends up, following them in there. So he basically saves her life. And I was a little scared for her, but I was like, well, she's kind of like getting herself in that situation. But anyways, um it's just one thing after the other, you know and he Dexter ends up being getting in a he goes into a therapist appointment with his son, and then they try to talk about the past, but he's over, he's talking to his sister that, she's not actually alive, but he's talking to her. And she's saying like, oh, what are you gonna say? Like, you can't say anything of your past because it's like all all bad. So It's just him trying to figure out how he could talk about it without talking about it. And it's something that's like a little hard for him. So, and then Harrison is like kind of like a teenage rebel, like he's rebelling, and he just doesn't want to hear what he has to say because he's not really being honest with him, and he knows that like there's stuff that he's not talking about, that he's changing his stories, and he basically doesn't really trust what he says or what he talk wants to talk about. So it's something, a little bit difficult, but he ends up, just doing his own thing and ignoring him and everything. And he actually goes into Audrey's place, and basically they have sex, and they get caught, and then Angela brings him back to Dexter and tells him like handle it, and he still has a hard time figuring out how to talk to him and stuff. So it's just like conflict between them, just like anger, and he doesn't know how to handle it. And so when he went in, oh, I forgot about the when he went to go see where the son was, Matt was in the cabin. Like he actually went inside the room that he supposedly was in, but there was nobody there. But he was looking at the whole room, like looking at it, like investigating, and he realizes that it's the serial killer that Angela's looking for. So he he realized he killed a family member of a serial killer. He's like, it's never good to kill a family member of a serial killer. And I thought it was funny because, he went through that. He was just like, his wife died, and he ended up being like, going after him. So he knows how it is. So I just thought it was funny. And then Angela goes into a cave, and she actually finds her best friend Iris deep inside the cave, covered in rocks. And it was hard for her, but she finally found where she was. And then yeah, like so much things. I'm like, okay, you had so many questions in the beginning of the episodes, but like one thing after the other, I was just like, ooh, ooh, And then there's Jim realizes, okay, it's late. I need to go back. I need to go, see my son's wrestling match. And he goes and watches and sits on the bleachers. He's looking at everybody cheering and everyone, like getting excited. And then he just talks to himself, saying, encouraging teenagers to commit acts of violence on one another. Normal people are so strange. So it's like for him, it's something that he struggles to try not to do. But like for him, he sees other people like down this. They're okay in this. It's like not good for him. It doesn't feel like it's a good thing, but you know, it's funny that he said that. And then while Harrison was like getting ready to fight, he ends up like, doing his match, like fighting the opponent, and then the guy ends up hitting him in the face, and he gets like a really bad like cut on his eyebrow. And his coach is telling him like, hey, don't worry about it, just don't be afraid. And then Kurt tells him, use the anger and unleash it on that person, and then he goes back and fights the opponent, but he ends up winning the match. But since he was so angry, he continues to hold him, and then ends up breaking his arm. And then Kurt goes and hugs him. He's like, oh, you did a good job, and then Dexter, he doesn't trust Kurt, and he gets really mad because he's having that relationship that he can't have with his own son. And he goes and like pushes him off, Harrison, and then they leave. He's trying to have a conversation with him, but Harrison doesn't want to talk. He's just getting mad, more mad than what he was. And then while he's trying to have a conversation, he gets a call from Angela, and he doesn't know what to do. He's like trying to trying to be there for his son, but then he's also like getting this call from the, the person that he cares about, and he's like you know in the middle of it. He's trying to figure out what he's gonna do, and ends up taking a call. And Angela says, i need I need Dexter's help. So it's just like, you know, she's, I don't know what's gonna happen, if she's gonna like actually, ask him to help her find the killer, if he's gonna give her the answer, like what's gonna, if he's gonna get away with it. I was just like getting really, really like excited and anxious at the same time for this. So it's like so much stuff. And it's just, even though it came out all like a lot in one episode, it still came out kind of smoothly. Like for me, I just felt like, yes, yes, like give me the answers, and now it's like, how is it gonna end? Like, how is it gonna continue and end? And I'm just waiting to see. Hopefully, it's a good ending. I just don't want it to be too rushed and it doesn't really answer like everything. But yeah, let me know what you think. Did you like the episode? Do you want to watch the series? Like, I don't know if you've seen it, you haven't seen it. It's just like an exciting new series, and so far I'm like waiting. Like, I just like watching, and the episodes whenever it comes out. Like, it's just super exciting that I don't get to see all of it at once, because it gives me more time to be more excited for the following episodes. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you liked my review. Ryan wasn't with me, but yeah. um like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.